1-800-FOOD-RUT, helping you with your food stuff. 1-800-FOOD-RUT, Craft Edition.
Welcome back to 1-800-FOOD-RUT. I'm your host, Asia, and I'm here to help you with your food stuff. But in this episode, it's your craft stuff. So as I shared in the previous video that I was doing a mini Mother's Day series, and I said the next video is going to be a craft for Mother's Day. And that is what we're doing today. So we're going to be making Milestones of Motherhood, a book similar to like a memory book that you would see for children in the different milestones they have during their development and things of that nature. We're going to do this one based on motherhood. All right. So let's get into what you're going to need for this craft. And then I'm going to talk to you through my process, thought process, all that good stuff, structure, and then we're going to finish it out. So let's get into these materials. My mind really wants to say, let's get into these ingredients, but we're not doing that. So let's get into the materials. The materials that you're going to need is going to be some type of paper. So I'm using this good old copy paper just in pastel colors because it's pretty. And then for my cover, I'm gonna use some cardstock. So I got some options of colors. I got all of these from, I was about to say Walmart. I didn't get these from Walmart. I got all of these from Michael's. And Michael's typically has this thing on sale anyhow. So you can definitely probably find you some different paper options. If you don't want to do cardstock for your paper, because I'm trying to do my craft based on things that I have. I don't have a problem with buying stuff, but I'm just like, what materials can we use that I most likely have on hand? But if you don't have cardstock and you want something a little bit more sturdy, you can think of like a 3-ring binder, like the classic, what are they called? Scrapbooks, or like a photo album, which is like, I don't know if you're gonna be able to find it. I'm sure you can find a photo album in the store. I don't like shopping online. I just don't. So perhaps you can still find one in store. If not, you can for sure get one online. A ruler, because I'm going to be using it to make lines. Something to write with. Some decorating materials and a stapler. But there are other ways that we could talk about what the purpose of the stapler is. So these are the materials that we need. So let's start talking about some structure and all that good stuff. And how did I get here? Why did I choose this craft for Mother's Day? So let's get into it. So how did a girl get here? Because I am a sentimental babe and I like the idea of reflecting and all that good stuff. When I was thinking about what craft I wanted to do for Mother's Day, last year I did a craft and it's on my TikTok page, same name, 100FOOD-RUT, and it's called Poetic Petals. And that one you basically chose a flower, trace the petals. Like I went online, found a petal shape, or just make your own petal shape. Cut those out, create a flower. I'm trying to think if I still have it. I don't know. Create a flower and just like put the petals on top of each other. And inside of the petals, write a message, roll it up, present it really nicely and all that good stuff. Because the idea was like a forever flower. And inside of that flower is some beautiful, lovely words to the mother. So I was like, what do I want to do this year? And then I was like, oh, you know what? I should do like a milestone of motherhood. And I was like, yeah, and the initials are mom. So shout out to that. And so I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that, because when you think about it, of course, they definitely have it for children, especially like developmentally and in the development stages of a child, physically, mentally, and all that stuff, which makes sense because, of course, you know, you kind of want to know, like, what should I be expecting for my child in this particular range, as far as ages, months, years, and all that good stuff. Like, what should be happening? How should I know if everything's progressing well? So a ton of research on that, as it should be. And then they also have it for like the personal stuff, like their first steps, you know, cutting off like the receiving blanket and all that good stuff. All of their first moments and everything kind of cataloged and essentially documenting the life of the child. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like, let me think. So when I looked for some inspiration, I saw mom journals, but a lot of it was about documenting the mother and the child, or the mother and the children. And I was like, yeah, that's great. But what about the mother? Because for all intents and purposes, it's everybody's first time and the first time. Like, it's your first time being a mom. It's their first time being a dad. It's their first time being a person existing in this world. So it's like everybody's first. And what I noticed is a lot of the things were kind of around the idea like focusing on the child, like the child's the main character and the parents were supporting. And it's like, yes, in essence I get, but this is a ensemble cast more than it is like a separate cast. I'm supposed to be trying to figure out what color I want in my thing. I don't know what I want to do, what's calling to me. If I want to do a pink, if I want to do a pink, if I want to do a purple, if I want to do a blue. But obviously go based off the colors that you know that the mom was going to like. The orange is really calling me, so I think I'm going to do the orange. But yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, so it's kind of like that. Like, it's an ensemble cast, so what about everybody? So I was like, yeah, let's do it that way, where we kind of get some information for the mom. Like, allow you to reflect about what your motherhood journey is. So let's get into talking about structures. Some of the questions that I have, I'm not sure if I'm going to show you me decorating. I don't know. It depends on if I want to yap or not. But anywho, let's move to the next phase. As I was saying, I want to give the mother an opportunity to reflect on their motherhood, because it's your first time being a mom. You know what I'm saying? Prior to this, you weren't a mom. I don't know why I'm saying mom like that. You weren't a mom. So it's kind of like, what are your thoughts? Now that I'm looking at my paper, I don't know that I want to do this orange. We'll see. Anywho, let me just get some papers out. I'm filling out too much paper that I need. So anywho, we're just gonna focus on this for right now. So that's what I was like. So with that being said, I was like, okay, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to come up with some questions. So I broke it down into phases because I didn't want to necessarily have it so that it's kind of focused on the idea of, again, like you as a mother reflecting on your experience, being a mother, more so focusing on your child. It's more so focusing on like, what was your experience in there? And I didn't want to do it on just one child because some people are, you know, have more than one child. They have several children. So I didn't want to do that because then it's like, okay, well, are you going to do something separate for every one of them? And it's like, no. Again, the idea of this is you making this for somebody and presenting it to them, not them making it for themselves. If I didn't make that clear. Like, you're going to make this for the mother or mothers in your life or a mother and give this to them. You can also do this digitally as well. We'll get into that. So I guess I am going to be talking a little bit more. But anyway, back to this. Some people in the hallways talking and they talking loud. Anyway, I mean, they can do that. They live here and they're humans. Moving on. So that's what I wanted to do. So I basically broke it up in a 2-decade situation. So it was like pregnancy to your 5th year to your 10th year, so forth and so forth and so forth. And so each phase, I have different questions. Those questions, of course, will be down below. And that's going to give them an opportunity to reflect. So let me get into some of the questions and a little bit of like how you could do this digitally if you choose to do it digitally opposed to physical. Okay. Some of the questions that I have. So I have 3 questions that are kind of like just for each phase. And then I'm going to show you like how I'm going to lay everything out. So one of the questions that's for each phase, I got my questions to the side. One of the questions for each phase, so I want to do the mix, not necessarily just all like, I wanted nuance. I want to do a mix of questions. So some funny questions, some serious questions, and I wanted them to kind of be nuance based. Again, like getting into what your experience was. So one of my questions is, like thinking about the 5 years. So from pregnancy to the 5th year of motherhood, like what would be your opening credit song? Just to be like, ooh, how are we going to say what this phase was for us? Because it's like, of course, by that time you have at least a 5-year-old, or maybe you have 2 children or 3 or whatever, right? Or depending on how many children you have in your pregnancy. So it's like, what was those 5 years like, and what would be the opening credits? So you can like figure it out. There was a trend on TikTok that was like, that's like, what would be your opening credits to like your autobiography or your biopic? My bad. What would be the opening credits to your biopic? So kind of like that idea, because it's like you're entering into a new phase, your motherhood. So like, what is the opening credits to that, right? That's not one for every year. That's just for the beginning year. And I said I'm gonna tell y'all one for all of the years, and literally didn't even tell you one. So one of them that is for each phase is let's see. A free form, which is just to write down 3 to 5 funny / heartwarming moments during those phases. Just like, that's just a quick hitter, you know what I'm saying? Just like things that popped up and you're like, okay, in my 10th to 15th year of being a mother, what were some funny moments, right? So that was really cute. And then I also talked about in your 10th to 15th year, like, you know, you're not new to this, but you're not true to this just yet. So looking back on your rookie stats, are your current stats blowing them out the water, right? Just making it fun and sweet and all of that good stuff. So again, they're going to be down there in the caption, because this is a suggestion, a standoff point in the event you choose to do this. You can do all of this again digitally. How I would do it is kind of advent calendars down. So I'm going to give them a prompt like every day for 7 days. So I will start emailing them on the Monday before Mother's Day. So that way it ends on it'll like the last one will be on that Saturday. And then if they want to go back and look at everything like that, however that, and just kind of give them instruction on how they want to do it. I love a lead up. So that Saturday or Sunday before the week of Mother's Day, I would give them a card, some flowers, a treat or something like that. And just kind of explain to them like, hey, you're going to be getting an email, with something special to celebrate and commemorate your motherhood experience. And then boom. And then you just kind of choose what questions you want to ask them, tell them how they want to get the information. Because essentially it's for them. I'm a physical media person. I like to have something in hand, just like, let me just pull this up. But sometimes everybody ain't got time to do all of this. So do it digitally. I think the next step is going to be how I'm going to do the layout for me. So yeah, let's get into the layout. Okay, let's get into the whole structure of it. Of course, the front page will be decorated when we come back to the end, but this is about the structure. I'm choosing landscape. You can definitely do portrait. I just want to give them more space and also pictures, because put a picture on here. Yes, go to the store and print it out or get it mailed to you. Either way. So the first page will be an opportunity for you to write a special message to the mother that you're giving this to. So you write your little message. And then on the next page, it's going to say pregnancy the 5th. And then it's going to be the part where it's like, this is the question that's going to get asked over and over again. So a picture to remember this moment or this phase, or a picture that kind of like reminds you of this phase, put that here. And then the list that I said, the 3 to 5 funny or heartwarming moments that you experienced. So you can put that there. And then on the inside, you got 3 questions. Like I said, it's 5 questions in total, or 5 pieces to write about in total. If you want to do that many, if you plan on doing what I'm doing. And then those questions will be here. And then they will just repeat. The next phase, which is 5 to 10 years, your 5th to 10th year of motherhood, picture, however you want to do it, the list, 3 to 5 heartwarming moments, flip it over, and just keep going. So that's my structure. I am going to cut this off, because when you fold it, that comes off, and I don't want that. So I'm going to cut that off. But I am going to keep these sheets folded. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my staple. And basically, that's how I'm going to bind it. So it will look like this. This is my summer 2025 autograph book that I did on TikTok. But I did a different method to hold it together. But you can see I have some staples. So that way, boom, boom, they stick together. Okay? So yeah. I believe when I come back, you will be seeing the final product. Oh, mothers. Okay, so see you in a bit. And we're done with our Milestones of Motherhood booklet, memory book, scrapbook, however you want to call it. So this is what I got. My design, some simple, some light. I stapled it. I am thinking about taking them off and doing the little ringlet thing, because I don't know. I do want to make it easy for the person who's going to use it. So again, like I said, first page has nothing now, because I don't know what special message I want to write. But boom. And then there you go. There you go. Got the little message to tell them what they're supposed to put in this square. Now, I would say I would have loved if I had enough room for a 4x6 picture, because typically that's what you're going to print. But then I wouldn't have enough room for the list of funny and heartwarming moments they experience. But, you know. So I was like, we're going to have to just alter this and give this a little change. But yeah, so an opportunity to give a good sentimental reflective gift. Again, this is for me. This would be a part of another gift. Like this would be added into the gift. So for sure, flowers, absolutely. Any type of bevy that I know that they enjoy, and a little treat. So whether they're a sweet treat person or they're a savory treat person, then I will do this. But again, like I said, you can for sure do this digitally, or you can take the questions. If you're going to have a gathering of some kind, it's going to be ladies. It's going to be mothers. It's going to be mothers there. You can take the questions and give it an opportunity to like go around the room and have people answer the questions as they see fit. Definitely make sure someone's recording it so you can send it to everyone and reflect. Because like, being a parent is something very special, and I think the more that we as people reflect on opportunities that we get, the ways in which we can relate to people, we will hopefully expand our view of it, because I am seeing an expansion in conversations about parenthood, about motherhood, which I love. And one of them is that, you know, really reflecting on like, wow, this is really amazing. Like, think about it, like, oh, I've been a parent for like 10 years, 1 decade, 2 decades, 3 decades, 4, 5, 6. Like, that's amazing to know that, like, you get to be a part of someone's life and, like, really get to see them grow from, like, beginning all the way to adulthood. So I just think it's something special for those of you who choose to have children. And if you don't have a child and you do, like, the person that you give this to isn't a mother, like, by them birthing a child, like, if they are mothering, and they're like an active role in someone's life, for sure. But yeah, shout out to the mothers and all that good stuff. Until next time, bye.